YouTube, it's your boy G-reg. Man, we back with another video.
He just dropped, and I heard blood just pouring out of his head. He's assaulted me before.
Oh, my bad. I forgot to do the intro. We are reacting to Explore With Us Ewu. When a killer thinks he's a genius, but he's an idiot.
So many different things wrong to me. My grandma looks over and she's like, "What's going on?" Boom.
This is an emergency. We noticed a window off the side, and one person went in and looked and discovered a body.
Okay, do you know who it is?
Yes, Janet and Rick Sweet.
On May 13th, 2012, the family of Rick and Janet Sweet made a horrific discovery at the couple's home in Manchester, Iowa. They had no idea the dark secrets that were soon to be uncovered.
Bro, what? Bro, what is going... Every fucking time I react is a fucking new goddamn name. What the fuck is she tweaking going on? Where? Manchester?
No idea the dark secrets that were soon to be uncovered. The family of Rick and Janet Sweet made a horrific discovery at the couple's home in Manchester, Iowa. They had no idea the dark secrets that were soon to be uncovered. But in this twisted case, it was the police who were left shocked at the admissions of a too honest killer. A killer who you will hear from in an exclusive, never-before-heard interview. The relatives of Rick and Janet Sweet had planned to celebrate Mother's Day, as was their yearly tradition. But as the family approached the house that day, they instantaneously felt that something...
Gotta switch it over.
Was very wrong. This feeling was confirmed when they knocked on the door and no one answered. Immediately, they noticed that one of the windows had been shattered, but in no way could they predict the gruesome findings that lay inside. Peering through the broken glass, they glimpsed a horrifying sight. Rick and Janet were inside, both in pools of blood on their couch.
R.I.P.
Murdered in their...
Hey, R.I.P. Rick and R.I.P. Janet, bro. If you guys have any violent intentions or any violent feelings ever towards poking my eyeball, towards anybody, go talk to somebody, alright?
Own home. Shocked and in a panic, a call to 911 was quickly made.
There is certainly a body inside, and I noticed a gunshot through the window, and so rather than go in and explore, we're calling you.
But a burning question lingered in the air. Who could have committed such an evil act? The horror of the discovery was made all the worse as the investigation began. Rick and Janet's family members quickly informed the police that there was one person still unaccounted for. The couple's 17-year-old grandson, Isaiah Sweet, who lived in the home with them. Fearing that he may have met a similarly grisly end, authorities began looking for the missing teen. But they never could have imagined what they would uncover when they finally caught up with Isaiah. On May 14th, the day after the bodies were found, Isaiah was finally located in Cedar Rapids after previously driving 75 miles to Iowa City.
Alright, listen, I drive into Iowa City. So you got Cedar Rapids, Dubuque, Waterloo. I don't know, either above or below Cedar Rapids. And then Dubuque, Davenport, right? Manchester is like right. It's like basically boom. Dubuque, Cedar Falls, Iowa City, Davenport, right? It's a big box basically. and Manchester's right in the middle of it. So driving to Iowa City and Cedar Rapids is not crazy, but like, I mean, it's not a crazy thing for kids to do. Well, it is actually. I mean, I was going to Iowa City when I was 17, if I'm going to be honest.
Apparently, the teenager was spotted walking towards a park and was quickly pursued by nearby.
Oh, yeah, but Cedar Rapids, don't go to Cedar Rapids, bro. If you guys want me to be straight up honest, I would never move to Cedar Rapids, bro. When the second you step out of the car from driving wherever you're driving from to Cedar Rapids, bro, it's instant dirt. It's like you smell gas, you smell nasty shit. Cedar Rapids is just dirty and ugh.
Officers. Isaiah seemingly tried to outrun them, but quickly surrendered once he heard the sound of police dogs on his trail. Now knowing that no harm had come to Isaiah, at least not the kind that his grandparents had suffered, the police were eager to hear if he had any insight into the horrific crime. He was promptly brought in for an interview. You'll notice that Isaiah is in handcuffs, and you'll soon understand why.
Get those things off you. Probably feel a little bit better.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be good with me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
The detective offers to remove Isaiah's handcuffs as a gesture of goodwill and to try and build positive rapport with him. This also serves the purpose of removing the constant reminder that Isaiah is in police custody, which may help him feel more comfortable.
I'm going to shut this thing for privacy, okay?
Yes, sir.
Grab some of that food, okay, Isaiah? Isaiah, since we haven't officially met, hey, my name's Scott Rieger. Okay, I'm an agent with the Iowa DCI. I am a police officer. I don't look like it, but I figured this was a little bit more comfortable for me.
So after this, is there any way I can go to the hospital for this? I cut it open on a rusty fence, and I'm pretty sure I'm worried about tetanus.
Yep, nope, absolutely.
Isaiah isn't being interviewed in a typical interrogation room, but instead is in what appears to be the detective's office. This isn't ideal, as there are numerous distractions that will be a constant reminder of where he is.
I'm going to show you this here. This is called a statement of rights and an acknowledgement of the waiver, okay?
Right to remain silent. Anything I say can and will be used against me in a court of law. I'll write to an attorney if I cannot afford one will be appointed to me.
You've got those things down already,
yes, sir.
Okay, let me read these to you. Is that all right? All right.
Isaiah may be trying to show
this kid's a fucking
lead,
bro.
By reciting his Miranda rights. However, all he's done is prove that he's quite familiar with the criminal justice process, possibly due to past encounters with police. Regardless, it's the detective who must read Isaiah his Miranda rights, and he agrees to continue talking without a lawyer being present.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead, bow down. When was the last time you had something to eat?
4 days ago.
You haven't eaten anything in 4 days? All right. And we got more food, so if you wallow that stuff down, you want to keep going, we've got more food, we can keep it coming.
You guys make me feel like I didn't do anything wrong.
Why do you say that?
Well, let's put it like this. I'm not going to be lying to you guys about anything you ask me.
And I appreciate that.
No problem.
Okay.
Isaiah appears to be taken off guard by the warm treatment from the detective, especially when it comes to being offered additional food. This puts the detective in a very good position, and Isaiah may be more inclined to give him the information he wants to continue to receive this kind of treatment.
They're not going to take this from me, are they?
What is it?
This is a real Rolex.
Okay, where'd you get that from?
I found it in a hobo's tent.
Down there?
Yeah, in CR.
Okay, we'll just keep it up there and we'll probably deal with that later.
Cops, there was like 4 or 5 cops in
Cambridge?
Yep.
A real Rolex.
Okay.
And one of
Found it in a hobo's tent. Alright, I just realized what he said. No, he didn't.
Started talking to me, asked if I knew where I was. And I was like, no.
So he didn't recognize you
Yeah, I
at
was
all?
like, no, I don't even know where he's at. Like, I have my hair back to here.
Now, what would have been one of the reasons you were pulling your hair back?
Trying to not be seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
At first, he was asking if I saw the other cops, and I was like, nope. And he was like, do you know who Isaiah Sweet is? And I was like, no idea.
Not a clue who that is. What are you thinking the whole time he's asking that?
I'm thinking, how fast am I going to run? As soon as he walks away from me.
What I want you to do right now is just kind of relax, go ahead and eat that food, kind of mound down. Like I said, I want to kind of start and kind of walk back through some things first.
Alright.
Okay?
More than anything, I want to know what brought me to what I did, what's wrong with me.
Sure. Then, you know...
I'm about to start bawling.
Okay. Hey, Isaiah, if you cry, that's totally fine, man. I respect that, okay?
I want to go back so bad.
How come?
Because I loved him. so much, and they didn't deserve that.
Nope.
How come they
Don't believe it.
If anyone in that house deserved it, I did. More than anyone.
I'm not gonna get lie. This kid's a fucking.
They raised me since I was 4, and I heard Phantom was.
Hey. You want to be honest, bro? It's not your responsibility to repay them. If they took you in, that's on them, bro. Like my grandma says that to me all the time. She said it's not for you to repay me. She's like, I was the one that took you in. My grandma's a smart woman. My grandma and grandpa are. But I don't know. Some people, like, especially people that take in kids, like later in their life, like towards 5 or 6, when they grow up, they some of the people that raised them will be like, all right, now you got to start repaying me, and that's just fucked up.
Janet and Rick had taken custody of Isaiah when he was just 4 years old, due to their daughter's inability to care for him. Stacy Sweet, Isaiah's mother, had allegedly suffered from substance abuse and could no longer support her young son. But her parents were more than willing to take him into their home. Immediately, Isaiah will answer one of the questions looming over the investigation. But even with this reveal, there are even more disturbing questions left to be uncovered.
When you say what happened that night at the house, what happened?
Shot both of them.
Okay. What'd you shoot him with, Isaiah?
An assault rifle.
An assault rifle? You remember what it looks like?
It's black.
Okay. What,
Black, bolt action, 10 or more round clip. It's, Czechoslovakian.
Okay.
AR-15.
Okay. Okay. It takes a lot to admit that, Isaiah. Okay? That's not an easy thing to do. Okay, and Isaiah,
I'm not going to play dumb with you.
Okay, and I appreciate that.
Although Isaiah has just admitted to killing his grandparents, the detective so desperately wants to get to the bottom of how this horrific crime came to be. In doing so, he ensures that there is nothing preventing Isaiah from answering any question that may be thrown his way.
How you feeling, right? I mean, you're with me right now,
I feel
right?
like I don't really know, like, much, but...
Okay, let me ask you this, Isaiah. You understand who I am.
Yes,
you understand I'm a police officer.
Yes,
you understand that the guys who brought you up here, why they had to find you, okay, and they brought you up there. There's nothing medically right now that's preventing you to talk to me, right? But you understand the questions I'm asking you right now, okay? There's no question that you're not smart enough to handle these questions.
I'm extremely intelligent.
Okay. And you know what? I get that. I think you are.
I just make stupid choices.
Yeah. And sometimes we do, Isaiah. Look at me.
I'm never going to be able to go back on it.
Well, and that's, you know what, Isaiah, part of this is what you're doing today by telling me the whole truth as far as what happened, not only what's leading up to it, but what happened during it. I know it's going to be tough to walk through, but we need to do that, okay? And then we need to talk about what happened afterwards, okay? All the details we need with this is your chance to start healing yourself on the inside. Walk me through Friday. What's going on Friday? Walk me through the time you wake up on Friday morning. We'll kind of walk through
Friday.
When someone's gaze drifts to the left after they're asked a question, this generally indicates that there is some inner dialogue going on.
Dude, shut the fuck up, bro. When their head tilts to the left and they look down to the floor approximately 180 degrees, that means this. Shut the fuck up. Dude, this emu dude is so fucking stupid with these fucking when somebody does that. Hey, listen, motherfucker, I've done that fucking 18 times since watching this fucking video. You keep saying...
in their head. This doesn't necessarily mean they're being deceptive.
Yeah,
However,
shut the fuck up. So what's the point of fucking saying it and pointing it out, you stupid bitch? This fucking narrator's a retard, bro. He's always been... I fucking hate this dude.
We'll take note.
This narrator has always been a retard. Every time.
Of this behavior.
He's having home on house arrest all day.
Okay, we're Grandpa and Grandma home.
And then I went down to the basement. There's a door that goes into the garage from the basement. I went up to the garage and then in their room, took the assault rifle out of their room. And then I loaded it with 10 bullets, walked up the stairs, took like a point like this. I had the earmuffs on and everything. I took a point like this, stepped up one stair so I could see my grandpa's head. Boom, pulled the trigger back, pulled the bolt back, shot my grandpa twice in the head.
Where was your grandpa sitting?
They were both sitting on the couch.
Okay, and where were you at?
I was on the stairs coming up, like
coming up from that landing. Okay, because I've heard, I haven't been inside your house, but some of the guys were up there the other day and they're kind of going through it.
Hollow point assault rifle rounds. And then I went up to him and I just broke down, started crying, and I told him how much I loved him.
But it wasn't. It obviously wasn't a fucking assault rifle if he had to pull a lever back.
The teenager was heading down a tumultuous path filled with partying, substance abuse, and rebellious behavior.
It's not anything, bro. It's normal. Why is this narrator acting like this shit isn't normal? I was partying when he was 17. When he's 17, right? When I was 16, I was driving down from Dubuque, Iowa to fucking Iowa City, Iowa, going to college parties at 17 and 16, bro. I was doing that as a junior in high school, bro. I ran from the cops how many times in a car and on foot? Like, rebellion. Like, what do you... Look at me now, bro. I'm 21. I haven't... Oh, my God. Some of y'all motherfuckers, like this fucking narrator, are way too goddamn soft and haven't done shit in your lives and have been fucking goody-goodies all fucking 365, 24, fucking 7. Well, guess what? Everybody that... You guys are going to be the lower... to middle class, right? Fucking doing everything perfect your whole life, right? And not getting shit. You won't get no vacations. You won't get no money. You won't get no bitches. You won't get no nothing. Because you're boring, pathetic pieces of shit. Alright? People that do crazy shit when they're young, learn from it, and don't do it again, are the motherfuckers that are rich. Donald Trump. Prime example. Like, bro, are we fucking kidding me, bro? I haven't met one. Look at all the NBA players, NFL players. Like, what are y'all talking about, bro? You think they just go to college and play football and don't fucking party all year? Bro, Jesus.
During his high school years, Isaiah had supposedly begun to fraternize with a crowd of older kids.
Normal.
Where he used substances such as marijuana and methamphetamine.
Never mind, not normal. Alright, now you can be like that. Hey, but fucking narrator, how about you tell me he's a fucking meth head before you fucking say all this shit and get me defending the kid, bro? Yes, I will smoke weed right now.
With this, he alleged learning disabilities, making his education all the tougher to accomplish.
Oh, yeah. No, this kid's a retard. Wait, what was his learning disabilities? Because from what I know, with conduct disorder, I was like, what? I thought it was going to be ADHD. I was going to be, that's not a learning disability. That's a learning ability, but it only works on things we care about. I have ADHD, alright? I have been diagnosed. I've been taking fucking Adderall since I was in 2nd grade. Well, I haven't. I quit. I quit personally because Adderall just, if you know, you know, bro. It just, if you have actual ADHD and you take it for that reason, Adderall suppresses your personality. It shuts you up. And it makes you not hungry, bro. So when I was in school, in middle school and that, I was dead ass. I was depressed. I was losing I would lose all my weight in school. And then I'd have to eat all summer to get fucking fat and chunky just to be able to sustain my weight during school. So then junior year, when I was like an actual, like doing sports and shit, I was like, bro, I don't need none of that, man. And I cut my dosage in half, and I took it once. Once a day. And once it wore off, it wore off. But when I was little, I had to take 2 pills. But I took them once. I would take 2 at once. And I don't know. It just really... But then when I got older, I didn't know people took Adderall that didn't have ADHD. I didn't know that was a thing. On everything I love. So when I got to college... Alright, I'm going to share some shit, but I won't name no names. I got to college, and basically I had people come up to me. The most unlikely motherfuckers you think will come up and ask you for Adderall, and then they'll ask you for other hard drugs, and they'll be like, oh, you got Adderall, so you got this. No, bro. And I never once, on myself, on the Lord, I've never once given out anything, bro. First of all, because I didn't take it to college. I didn't take no medicine to college like that. I only took my ibuprofen and my nasal spray. That's the only thing I took. Well, Allegra I also took, but that's also allergies. Y'all need to realize, bro, what drugs do to you. Most of y'all motherfuckers that start doing drugs, bro, don't come from druggies. I came from fucking real life hard druggies. Both of my parents were meth heads and crack heads. Yes, I don't care, bruh. And on everything I love, they did all those drugs, and now my immune system is steel, bruh. I don't get sick at all. Swear to God, on everything I love, that's what I believe. I think my parents did so many hard drugs that my immune system fucking goated. But I got ADHD. I got a lazy eye. My fucking what else is wrong with me? I got a mole on my penis. Like, bro, there's a lot of shit that's fucked up with me. I'm trolling, my bad. I was trying to be funny, but it's not. But yeah, a lot of you guys that start doing all these hard drugs, bro, don't come from... Most of the motherfuckers that have parents that do hard drugs, bro, they realize it's not worth it. Just smoke your weed. I don't even drink, bro. You guys will never, ever, ever, ever see me drunk, and I put that on everything. I promise you won't. You've never seen me drunk before, and if you have, it was when I was in college, and I've been out of college for 2 years. The beginning of this year, it's 2 years. So that's how I go, bro. I don't think you should be doing anything other than marijuana or shrooms. You could do, unless you're diagnosed with actual ADHD. But everybody's diagnosed. Doctors just throw that shit out just to get money. But yeah, bro, we just need to be smart. I don't even know what I'm talking. I'm high right now. Oh, we were talking about weed because he smoked weed. That's why.
Accomplished. Unfortunately, this only led to further issues as Isaiah dropped out of high school at the age of 16.
This is where they should have known. Get out the house, dog. You want to drop by? That's one rule. That's one rule in my house. You don't want to go to school until you're 18? Get the fuck out. I'm not raising you. You're going to go to school. You're going to go to school if you're in my house. All the way up until you're 18. And then if you don't want to and you got plans or whatever, it's cool. That's up to you. But especially my boys, I'm gonna be hard on my boys. I'm not even gonna cap to any of y'all. I'm gonna be hard as fuck on my boys. And if I have a daughter, she's gonna get whatever she wants until she's around, I'd say 13. Then I'll start giving her. I'm not a dad. I have no kids on the way, so I have plenty of time. But once she hits a certain age, I'm gonna eventually give her some, rules or boundaries or something. If she follows them, then yeah, I'll give you $100 a week. Which I don't want to be bribing my kids, but you gotta do what you gotta do. These kids are smart now, bro. A lot of these kids are smart. And big shout out, actually. Hold on, big shout out to my nephew and my niece, or my cousins. They're both, because I'm adopted by my grandparents. So my aunt is my sister, my dad is my brother, my uncle is my brother. I know I was adopted by my dad's parents, and so yeah, I know it's weird. So, and then my niece is my cousin, and my nephews and my cousin also. It goes both ways. I know. Legally, they're my nieces and nephews. I think of them as my cousins. But those two, I think my nephew's, he's 16. He's going to be 17. And he's going to be 17 in November. Their birthdays are November 22nd and 27th. His is the 22nd. Hers is the 27th. And then their mom's is November. It's in November too. And then, fuck, my grandma's birthday is coming up next month. God damn. But, yeah. Those two kids are amazing. Augie, I'll say his name. Augie, he is so fucking, I love him. He is, I talk to him once in a while. I don't want to be, I understand what age he is. He doesn't need all that, you know. I'll just check up on him. Yo, how you doing? How's football? How's wrestling? How's school? You got your eye on a girl? Anything like that, just to keep my boy, you know, close to me. Violet, I'm gonna give her her space because she's a teenage girl, and that's all you need to know. She's a young teenage girl, and that's all. I don't even need. You want a present for Christmas or your birthday? I got you. You want to say what up to G-reg? Yeah. You need to talk about something cool? You can text me. But like, you know what I mean? I don't want to be all up in that. I don't know. I'm weird about teenage girls and shit. That's I don't want to. There's too many shit. There's too many eyes and shit. People will be like, "Yo, what is he doing?" Like, I could take Augie out to the card shop or something, right? Or to the mall or anything. If I take her out somewhere to go shopping, it's like, you know what I mean, man? Like, I'm good. I'm good. But they're both good kids. She's really smart. She loves animals. I hope she can get into something like veterinarian. And he's smart. And Augie's really smart. He wants to be like, he has the unfat diabetes. It's you develop it, or it's something, I don't fucking know. When he was young, he had his diabetic attack, and he almost actually, you know, but he pulled through. He did good. He got strong. He lost a shit ton of weight, but he gained that shit back, and now he's fucking, when I say yoked, that boy is yoked. He's 6 foot, but you swear he's 6'3", 250. Swear. The boy is fucking huge. Like, I'm so fucking proud of that kid, dude. And Violet, she's got good friends. She's doing good, but she's not to the point where, well, I'm really proud of Violet for being happy and being strong and having good friends and having a good relationship with her mom. But once she starts doing good in high school and shit, then, you know what I mean? I'll be like, good shit, Violet. You know what I mean? Good shit. Augie, he's just getting to that point where he's just continuing to boom, boom, boom. So that's why he's been doing nothing but fucking good. Augie's been doing nothing but fucking good. And I'm happy for him. I love him. I don't want him to do any of the shit I did. He don't need to get into any of the shit I did. But yeah. I just ranted for about how long? God damn. Let's check. The video was 11 minutes. Let's see how long the video. I've been ranting. But let's get into it.
It seemed that after this, the unruly teen's dangerous actions were beginning to manifest at home. During the course of the last year leading up to the horrendous crime, Janet and Rick had called the police 18 separate times on account of Isaiah's unpredictable nature. On one occasion, that in hindsight would foreshadow the events that followed, Isaiah threatened to kill his grandfather and hurt his grandmother, along with burning the house down. On September 8, 2011, police once again made their way to the infamous house to try and stop the emerging incident. They instructed Isaiah to calm down, but instead of obeying the command, the angry teenager retaliated by going at his grandparents once more, before being handcuffed and placed on a couch. It's reported that once calm, Isaiah was informed that he would be charged if the officers had to return to the house. Numerous other encounters consisted of the same nature: violence, substance use, and threats. At one point, Isaiah
Well, the motherfucker's on meth, bro. What you
was
mean?
supposedly threatening Rick and Janet so much that they wanted him to be placed in foster care.
All right, chat. I'm real good. I know foster care, and I know all about this. Is my lane, dog. This is me, bro. If they request it, they have. I'm dead ass. If it's adopted, if he was already adopted and they request foster care, it's almost every time automatic. They almost automatically put that motherfucker in. Plus, now hearing that he's threatened him the cop's been called 18 times, but it's been serious 18 times. That is crazy, bro.
But they were promptly notified that this wasn't an option, as Isaiah's mother would have to be the one to take him in, which the grandparents did not want. On April 11th, 2012, the most recent call to the police was made due to the fact that the teenager was using a lighter and aerosol to make a blowtorch inside the house. When police arrived, Janet insisted that rather than arresting Isaiah...
No, Janet and Richard, they were his grandparents, so I'm going to give them a little leeway because they're obviously older. If they have another son or another grandson that's older or his age, and they knew about this shit and didn't beat the fuck out of this kid, threatening for... Alright, I've never ever once threatened... I've never threatened my grandpa. I can't even think about... Dude, I just, like, listen, my mouth is getting dry right now even thinking about threatening my grandma and what would happen. If I were to ever threaten my grandma with, dude, I don't even know. Okay, if I even threatened to pop her tires, if I would have ever even done something like that, bro, I would be fucked up. Not only would my grandpa fuck me up, yeah, there's a lot of people that would come from my ass. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Ooh, there's a lot. Gma Cindy is, everybody loves Gma Cindy. Everybody. Now, did I fight with my grandma? Hell yeah. We yelled at each other. No, I'm not gonna lie, we didn't yell that much. Probably twice at most. I can only remember once, but I'm pretty sure there's probably another time. But it's never more than 5 seconds. I'll go, oh my fucking god! Slam the door. And that's what it would be. I'd sit in my room and fucking cool off. I would never... Dude, threaten? I'd be fucking dead. Yeah. Jeez.
She simply wanted him under control. The officers helped to calm the situation before...
And, like, she's trying to be a nice grandma and try to fix him. Like, listen.
They left without incident. Another call to law enforcement occurred when the grandparents suspected that Isaiah had been using illegal substances, which was confirmed once a search discovered a marijuana pipe within the residence. Despite the history of police calls, Isaiah tells a very different story of this turbulent period in his life, and you'll hear it all for yourself.
I've tried to kill myself every single night since it happened.
Take your time, man.
No, you haven't, pussy.
It's possible that Isaiah is seeking attention or sympathy from the detective.
I was gonna say, yeah. Fucking bitch.
You want to know what's wrong?
I don't give a fuck. I wish you would've.
There's nothing wrong with you, Isaiah. Would you agree with me on that? From this standpoint, Isaiah, look at me, okay? I don't think that there's anything wrong with you.
I'm just going to prison for the rest of my life.
Well, Isaiah, let's not focus on that right now. Let's focus on one getting past. Okay?
Let's not focus on what's coming.
If you can focus on those details with me, okay, we'll worry about all that other stuff later. Okay? You're a normal, smart kid, right? Okay, you're nodding your head at me, yes, all right? And I spent the last 2 days with a bunch of our other agents. We've been talking to people that know you. I haven't heard one person that said, you know what, that guy's a moron. You're a smart guy. Okay, would you agree with me?
Don't mind me asking.
Oh, we've talked to all your friends. okay, people that used to know you from school, okay, and Isaiah, the story that they're telling us is that you're a pretty smart kid. Would you agree?
Really intelligent.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't think that there's anything.
I took an ACT pre-test. Stick got a 32.
Okay, that's
No, you did not, bro. That's exactly what I got on my ACT. So I know your dumbass didn't get that. And I was actually, check, believe it or not, I was actually book smart for no reason. I was actually book smart for no fucking reason.
It's pretty good. But you agree with me, there's nothing wrong with you, right?
Just
They're trying to get him out of the...
whatever came over me, other than that, though.
Okay.
The detective may be trying to confirm that there is nothing wrong with Isaiah that could potentially indicate that he was not in his right mind when he committed the murders. At the same time, it's possible that he's flattering Isaiah about his intelligence as a way to build rapport.
Let me ask you about this. I think you mentioned that you went downstairs into the basement. Which did you go for first? Did you go for the rifle or did you go for the ammunition? Walk me through that.
Okay. When I went downstairs, first, I was just going to hit them both in the head with a bat.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be so messy, you know. It wouldn't be gunshot from an extremely loud assault rifle.
Sure. What's going through your mind when you're making that choice?
When I came up right behind my grandpa when he was washing dishes with a bat in my hand. I put it right behind his head. Came back like this, and I couldn't do it.
That night?
Yeah.
Okay, did he notice you were back there?
And I came up behind him about 15 different times, and he didn't notice me once.
What about your grandma?
Nope.
Emotionally, it would be much more difficult to kill someone with an object like a bat or knife. It would most likely take numerous strikes to actually kill the victim, so the perpetrator would see their facial expressions and reactions as they were attacked. This may have been part of the reason why Isaiah chose a murder weapon that would almost guarantee a quick finish. It also creates physical distance between the perpetrator and the victim, making it easier to carry out the act.
Okay, where was Grandma at?
She was out in the room.
What was she doing? She was sleeping? Okay.
The gunshot woke her up.
Okay, the gunshot when you shot your grandpa?
She didn't know what to do. She looked over at her husband. His brain was hanging out of his head. Like, I'm not even being exaggerative at all.
Sure, and I wasn't up there.
Like, this whole part of his head right here was gone. And then my grandma's right here, all that was gone.
Okay. Did when you, we're kind of getting away from that. I know we're going to do that. Okay. Go ahead and take a bite of your sandwich. Maybe that'll kind of help calm you down a little bit too. When you went down to go you went and got the ammo first, right? Or you went and
got the gun? Okay, this was after I had beat out with the bat.
Okay.
Went, got the assault rifle, brought it down in the basement, got in the ammo box, it's in the basement. There's over 30,000 rounds for that assault rifle in there.
Does he keep his ammo down there? So you knew his ammunition was downstairs. Yep. Okay. Does he keep it under lock and key or?
Nope.
Okay, so you knew that you
Yep.
have free access to it. Okay. And so what did you do next?
Got the hollow point rounds because I knew they'd do the most damage.
What a bitch.
When asked by the detective why he chose the hollow points, Isaiah states that he didn't want his grandparents to go through any pain, indicating that he didn't intend to injure or maim them, but in fact, clearly wanted them to die.
If you guys know what hollow points are, bro, basically, I don't even want to describe it, bro.
So you knew that the solid...
When it hits, bro, just know it. Dude, you'll know it. It's a fucking hollow point.
ones, they might have lived through those.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
you didn't want that.
Yeah. But what shot my grandpa, he just dropped. And I heard blood just pouring out of his head. My grandma looks over and she's like, "What's going on?" Boom. Shot right there, grazed her head. And she was still moving. So I shot her right here through her head.
How close were you, Isaiah?
I could have made the shot 300 yards. I'm an amazing shot, but I was probably 10, 15 feet away. If that.
Okay.
Well, honestly, from the barrel of the gun to my grandpa's head, 6, 8 feet.
Next, the detective asks Isaiah why he wasn't able to go through with using the bat as the murder weapon.
Why'd you stop? Why didn't you use the bat?
Bring myself to put them through any sort of pain.
Okay. And I think you mentioned it would have been too messy too, right?
No, I didn't want it to be messy.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to do it with a bat.
Okay. Did you think the bat would be a cleaner way to kill him?
Cleaner.
Okay. Had you done any research on the internet about this, or?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kind of websites did you go to?
Oh, let's put it like this. I was typing in best ways to kill somebody and all this. And if I would have waited one more day, I would have killed them the cleanest way possible.
Which is what?
Nicotine poisoning.
And Isaiah, you understand that these are your grandparents. You know that they're human beings, they're people, right?
Yeah.
You're nodding your head at me, yeah. Okay. Is there any particular time why you only shot Grandpa once?
Because I heard blood pouring out of his head like a fire hydrant.
You knew he was dead?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And why the 2 shots with Grandma?
She moved right after I shot her.
Okay. Did she look at you? Did she say anything after you shot her?
She twitched. And I thought maybe, it's probably just the twitch they get after they die, where they just excreate on themselves.
Sure. Yep, I know what you're talking about.
I just wanted to make sure, because she was the only one that I actually cared about.
Okay. You think you were closer to your grandma than your grandpa? How long have you been living with them?
Since I was 4.
Okay.
Honestly, I wish I would have shot myself that night.
How come?
Because they didn't deserve it, and I did.
When it's over, okay, and you know that did you check to see if they had a pulse? Did you check them at all?
My grandma's whole side of her face was blown off, and so was his. So, his brain was on the coffee table.
But you didn't go over and just to double
I
check.
kissed both of them and then packed my left.
Okay, why'd you kiss them?
Because I love them.
Kissing his grandparents after killing them could be an indication that Isaiah may have had some sort of emotional response after all. But at the same time, he may be lying, as he would have likely gotten blood on his face or clothes, and he made no mention of changing before packing his bag and leaving. If he is lying, he may be trying to present himself to the detective as remorseful or caring. Furthering this, Isaiah then states that after he had committed the unthinkable acts, he prayed for forgiveness.
Did you pray for forgiveness because you knew what you did was wrong?
Right away, I just did. Right away, I wanted to take it back. I don't know why I did it.
After that, you said you packed your stuff and then you left. How much time did you spend in the house after they were shot?
Half an hour.
Okay.
Drove straight to Cedar Rapids. Met up with my ex-girlfriend. There, threw the assault rifle out on 13.
Okay. On Highway 13, or?
Didn't see it on the way back, so.
Okay.
I figure if someone sees a really nice gun laying on Saffron,
they'll probably pick it up. Okay.
I'm surprised the police didn't find him for me.
Okay. Well, and we'll talk about that too. Okay.
This signals that the detective may already have knowledge regarding the murder weapon, and the police might even have it in their possession.
As you're getting stuff ready in the house, did you pick up any stuff, take anything out?
This is the first time that there is a long pause prior to Isaiah responding. Long pauses are often associated with deception, especially if it's not typical of the person's speech patterns. When he finally gathers his thoughts, Isaiah states that he took his TV, knives, hydrocodone pills, and $9 from his grandparents after killing them. He goes on to describe what he did following the crime, which shockingly consisted of going to numerous parties with friends.
Are you wearing the same clothes that you were wearing Friday night?
Yes, sir.
So these are the same clothes that
you
shot Grandpa and Grandma?
Clothes. That's in the impound.
Okay, are these the clothes that you were wearing when you shot your Grandpa and Grandma?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Is there any blood on them?
From my finger.
Okay, what happened to your finger? Oh, from that. But I mean from your
Oh, actually, I was wearing sweatpants and no shirt when I shot him.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to get blood on these jeans or the shirt.
Because they're nice jeans.
There's no blood on anything. I made sure I didn't get any sort of DNA from either of them on me.
Okay.
This is a direct contradiction to his previous confession of kissing his grandparents after having shot them. If his claim of not wanting to get any blood or DNA on him is true, then he probably wouldn't have physically touched the victims.
Where did the blood go when you shot him?
Everywhere. Like, blood. Everywhere. Chunks. Like, the house is
Bitch,
massive.
come
And
get
there
it
was,
back
like,
in blood.
points where it's like, here's the couch. Hey, let's go to the kitchen 15 feet away, and there's a chunk of this big laying in there.
Can you go look at it?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I picked it up and I looked at it, and I could see it was from my grandma.
Didn't that freak you out a little bit? Kinda.
I was like, oh, well, I'm a psychotic murderer anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But you're not psychotic. I know you're not psychotic.
People often think that any murderer is psychotic, when in actuality, psychotic refers to a specific set of symptoms which may or may not be present in a killer. Psychotic generally refers to psychosis, which involves someone losing touch with reality. A person with psychosis may have hallucinations or delusions and is unable to distinguish between real life and the world inside their head. Isaiah hasn't reported any symptoms of psychosis, and he appears to be well aware of what he did, both at the time of the murders and now. The detective likely wants to put on record that Isaiah understands he was not psychotic when he killed his grandparents, so that it can be presented as evidence when the case goes to court.
I feel really good about myself being so compliant that way.
You should. I mean, here's one of the things too, Isaiah. And I want to make sure that this is abundantly clear. Is that I know that as we talk through these things, don't embellish anything with me. Okay, you got to shoot me straight. Okay, I need to know. Okay, who was over at the house, who you talked to, and it's not you snitching. You know what that is? It's you telling me the truth.
Are they going to get arrested?
I have no control over whether or not they're going to be arrested.
Here, let's put it like this. There was one more gun, and I took that, but I didn't use it.
What gun was that?
Sawn off 12 gauge.
Okay, what'd you do with that?
Sold it.
Okay.
And then I gave the assault rifle to Brandon Allers, gave the TV to Brandon Allers.
So you didn't throw it? You didn't throw away
Nope.
the gun? Okay.
And they transported it out of town right away.
Okay, how come they transported it out of town?
Okay, they didn't want hot guns.
Did you tell them it was hot?
They knew I'd killed my grandparents. They came in the house right after it happened.
And why would Brandon be going over to your house on Sunday?
He wanted to steal the truck. The white truck.
Okay.
He wanted that white truck.
Did he talk to you about that?
Yep.
How did he talk to you about it?
He wanted to know where the title was. He wanted to know where everything was. Other than my ass.
Okay. And did he tell you that, I mean, had you told him that you killed your grandparents? Okay, and what did he say?
He was the one who gave me the nicotine poisoning suggestion.
I thought you said you got that over the internet.
Nope. That was him.
It's possible that rather than protecting other people as he claimed, he left this part out of the story for self-serving reasons. He may have known that there was no explanation for people being in the house after the murders that would fit with his narrative to the detective about how he was immediately remorseful.
If somebody told you what to do, I need to know that. If you found on the internet, I need to know that. But don't mix those two up, okay? You gotta shoot straight with me.
He told me about all this, and I looked it up on the internet.
Okay, when did he tell you about that?
Same day. Friday.
On Friday?
Yep.
What did you tell him?
I told him I just planned on killing him, taking some, leaving. He was like, "You're gonna give me that assault rifle," and that sawed off.
Isaiah tells the detective that immediately after shooting his grandparents, he went to pick up Damien, a friend of his, before supposedly bringing him to the crime scene. That fact that Isaiah brought his friend over to the house after committing the brutal act is disturbing to say the least. Isaiah now tells the detective that he took a sawed-off shotgun, a knife, the rifle, the truck, all of his toiletries, the TV, and some clothes from the house. Afterward, he drove Damien back to the house of their friend, Brandon's girlfriends. Then another detective enters the room with food for Isaiah before the two make small talk.
Well, honestly, I broke my phone in half a couple nights ago because Dalton calls me and he's like, "You killed your grandparents." And I was like, "Nope, never happened," just denied it all because one of my friends calling. I thought he was just with me, and then this girl sends me a picture of News Squad and a bunch of cops in front of the house, so I snapped my phone in half.
As they talk, Isaiah mentions something particularly tragic.
My mom doesn't even know what's going on right now. Kind of worried about that, but sure. Oh well.
That's understandable. It's your mom.
Yeah.
When was
She
the
doesn't
last time
even
you
know her
talked to
parents
her?
are dead.
Oh, she doesn't know at all?
No, she doesn't know her parents are dead.
When was the last time you talked to her?
probably 2-3 hours before I snapped my phone. I called her.
Okay.
She was pretty much the only person I didn't tell the real story to.
Okay.
I told her I was on the run. And a few of my friends, I was like, oh, I sold the truck and just left.
Sure.
A couple of them, oh, I killed my grandparents. Oh, well, let me come over to the house and loot.
Isaiah's story seemed to be rather jumbled, but this could be out of anxiety from the interrogation, or the fact that he knows he is caught and there's no way out at this point. When the first detective enters the room again, he begins to question Isaiah's tale regarding his apprehension.
Why you run from the cops? What were you afraid of?
One of my friends in CR told me that they were going to handle me extremely roughly because I did what I did.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to get tased or...
Sure.
I just wanted to get shot.
Why'd you want to get shot?
So that I wouldn't have to...
Okay. Why didn't you want to get yourself?
Because it was too damn hard. It just didn't work, ever.
Just didn't work.
Never works.
Okay.
I just think God wants me here for some damn reason.
Okay. Why do you think then it was okay to shoot your grandparents but not yourself? I mean, that's a tough question to ask, right?
Yeah.
I know it's a
It wasn't okay.
It wasn't okay, was it?
However, his claim about wanting to get shot is incongruent with his behavior of coming forward with his hands up when he was surrounded by police. Isaiah may be once again looking for sympathy from the detective by saying that he wanted them to kill him. Despite Isaiah's confession of his actions before, during, and after the shootings, he still has yet to state exactly why he killed his grandparents.
Did you look outside to see if any of the neighbors
Oh,
bikes?
yeah.
Okay, how come? Well, I mean, why'd you look outside?
Because I wanted... Well, I took a shower and packed everything up. I wanted to make sure no neighbors would, like, call the cops. Holy shit.
Did you watch? I mean, did you check yourself for just see if you got any blood on your end?
Yeah, I had nothing on me.
Nothing. I mean, did you look?
I was I was far enough away to a point where nothing, like, all the stuff they all went that way, and I was this way.
Okay.
I mean, there's probably some traces of guts and brains on my feet because I kept stepping on people, and it was really gross.
What were you? I mean, were you barefoot when you shot him? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you haven't washed your feet or anything since then? Okay.
Well, no, I did take a shower at my therapist. Scratch that.
This negates Isaiah's previous statement that he took a shower at his house immediately after the shooting, and is yet another hiccup in his story. He goes on to explain how his therapist, Candace, is his aggression replacement therapy teacher, and is one of the few responsible adults in his life, if not the only one. Later, however, exactly how Isaiah arrived at her home following the crime will be uncovered, and it only goes to show that wherever Isaiah was, trouble wasn't too far behind.
What's aggression replacement treatment?
How not to do stupid shit that gets people besides me hurt.
Okay.
Like how not to hurt people around you.
Okay.
I'd passed the class the week this happened.
You've been doing pretty good in the class? Good. Okay.
Isaiah states that he took the rifle, 12-gauge shotgun, and TV to Brandon's apartment in Cambridge, where the friend was allegedly going to buy the guns. Supposedly, Isaiah was never compensated. As a result of Brandon's involvement, Isaiah has some concerns.
I know they're probably going to be in jail for a while for this. Are they going to go to the same building as me?
I have no idea.
Because that's what I'm really, really worried about.
I have no idea. I saw Brandon earlier.
Really?
Yeah, I told you we were talking to your friends.
What'd you ask? What'd you talk to them about?
We were trying to find you.
Where did they say I
where
was?
you were at. They didn't know where you were at. So, did they know where you were at?
Oh, yeah.
The whole time?
Oh, yeah. I was in contact with them every single day.
Okay, with what?
My phone.
The detective informs Isaiah that he is well aware that the teenager's cell phone had abruptly been shut off during the course of events on Sunday, May 13th. But he wants to hear from Isaiah just how that came to happen.
One of my friends sent me a picture of the crime scene and told me I killed my grandparents, so I snapped my phone in half so they couldn't trace it.
Okay.
I'm
So
not
how
a
did
stupid
you-
person.
I know you're not. I know you're not.
I'm a very smart criminal.
Well, you are.
I've got a criminal mind.
Okay.
I do.
This is likely a sign of narcissism, as Isaiah may see himself as superior and more clever than other people. And once again, the detective portrays a sense of admiration, which is likely to play into Isaiah's narcissism and keep him talking.
Built that way?
I've got it in everything, man.
So when you say you're talking to these guys, when you're kind of on the run, before you broke your phone, are you texting them? Or are you communicating with them on Facebook? What are you doing?
Texting, calling.
Okay. You got any access to the internet on your phone?
It was a flip phone. I was tweeting a storm up though, and I think I updated my Facebook status a couple times through you can text it to Facebook.
Oh, okay. What were you updating on your Facebook?
I don't know what I was on Facebook, but I know I was tweeting a bunch of random. This old black dude said that was really high, and I thought it was hilarious.
Isaiah did in fact contact his friends following the murders, even confessing to one of them his additional crime of theft, texting a stolen Chevy Avalanche. Jam. His friend's response, a simple LOL, followed by Isaiah's chilling return, I'm nuts. Along with this, Isaiah began to post alarming statements on Twitter, starting on May 11th, the same day of the murders. Isaiah stated, no excuses, no apologies, followed by, I'm dying, but his next quote was even more horrifying, as it was posted around the same time as the violent shooting was committed. At 12:10 a.m. on Saturday, May 12th, he wrote, time to live my life. The detective switches gears by inquiring about Isaiah's run-in with law enforcement on the early morning of Sunday, May 13th. You'll recall that this was the day Rick and Janet's bodies were found, 2 days after they were shot. Apparently, Isaiah had been driving two girls around Iowa City in the previous hours, making several appearances at nearby parties. As the night was coming to a close, they stopped at the Fast Break convenience store located on Naples Avenue, and someone in the group allegedly tried to open the locked doors of the business, thereby issuing an alarm trigger. When police arrived, Isaiah and his passenger supposedly denied any involvement, but police would later claim they were indeed lying. Not only that, but Isaiah failed to provide a valid license, as his was previously suspended for an unknown reason. In an attempt to cooperate, the passengers allegedly notified the officers that Isaiah was hiding drugs in a duffel bag within the vehicle, along with a hunting knife. But Isaiah denied permission for law enforcement to search his truck, and instead told them that he had various drugs stashed away. Isaiah was quickly taken into police custody, where it was discovered that he launched another string of abnormal tweets. At 6 a.m. on Sunday, May 13th, he posted, damn, can't wait to get out of the cop shop. Hashtag 6 unnecessary hours. Numerous others are too explicit to read, but nonetheless, Isaiah was not afraid to say what was on his mind. As he tweeted away on his phone at the police station, officers notified Isaiah that he could only be released upon the authorization of a legal guardian, since he was underage. The teenager swiftly realized that this was a massive issue, as his two legal guardians were, thanks to his doing, no longer alive. According to him, he lied and told law enforcement that his grandparents had been in Minnesota on a fishing trip and had limited cell phone service, but they would be able to get in contact with his mother. Sure enough, Stacy allowed Isaiah to be released and handed over to his therapist Candace, where Isaiah supposedly ate sausage, eggs, and hash browns and took a shower. Not too long after his short-term stay at her house, Candace seemed to find a shocking object within her residence and thought that it may have belonged to her patient, Isaiah. Immediately, she contacted the local authorities without his knowledge.
Let me ask you this, is we got a call from her today. Was there any reason that there was a .40 caliber round that was found up there?
Mm-mm.
Nothing? Did you have a handgun on you at all?
No, sir.
No .40 caliber
You
round?
can lie detect me for that. No,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so .40 caliber round that would have found up there
Where was it found?
in her house.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, sir.
Not from you?
No, sir.
Okay, you're sure?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Although the .40 caliber round was identified at Candace's home, it has never been confirmed as to who it belonged to. Isaiah states that his stay at his therapist's house lasted a mere hour and a half before she supposedly drove him back to the Cambridge apartments, where he met up with a girl named Alicia.
Did anybody even try to go to my phone records?
That's one of the things that we commonly do, is we try and get phone records. Yep.
And if you have murder charges or something, felony like that, you can get phone records like that.
Yeah, how do you know that?
I know everything.
I know, but how do you know that? I mean, researching it?
I know a little bit of everything about everything, honestly. Like, you learn something new every day.
Sure.
Isaiah appears to possess several narcissistic traits, such as being egotistical and having a grandiose sense of self. He views himself as a very smart criminal, which is incredibly ironic given that he was a...
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a narcissist, bro. If that's what a narcissist is, bro, that's me, bro. I know, young boy, but certain things. Gaming, I'm a narcissist on the game, bitch. I'm better than you, and I'll fucking 1v1 me, bitch. What else? Sports knowledge? You're not gonna out-know me for sports knowledge. Alright? And what else? Young boy, rap, yeah. I know more rap than all y'all. So that's what that shit is. Wait, what did they say it was? Egotistic. Like what? And grandiose sense of self? What does that mean? Is that what I just did? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Dude. Wait, no, that's egotistical. Yeah. Bruh. What you mean? That's me.
He views himself as a very smart criminal, which is incredibly ironic.
Bro, dude, it's smart businessman, a smart salesman. What, bro? So everybody's a narcissist? Bro, stop coming up with new words, bro. Y'all are just mad that everybody's better than you.
Given that he was arrested so soon after the crime and is currently...
This narrator's just mad he's a narrator.
...being interrogated.
Let me look back at my notes here, make sure I'm not missing anything.
And I see...
If you want, I can look through them and tell you if you missed anything.
I bet you could.
It's possible that Isaiah is once again implying that he thinks he's smarter than the detective and could more easily find any mistakes.
Probably is.
He's also likely very curious about what the detective has been writing down about him. But of course, the detective does not allow this to happen.
So who all do you think you've told about this?
Brandon? He told everyone.
Before? Or afterwards?
I don't know when he started texting people, but
Okay.
I got so many goddamn phone calls about, oh, did you kill your grandparents? I heard you killed your grandparents.
Get a little out of hand after a while.
Oh, I started freaking out on people.
When they took you into custody down there, when they finally got you, did you say you were proud of what you did?
It could be a red flag for deception that Isaiah's way of responding has changed from talking at a normal volume to suddenly shaking his head rapidly and responding quite softly.
Okay, we heard that you said, hey, I'm proud of what I did, and, I got what's coming to me.
No, what I said when I got out of the car is, I thanked them for apprehending me.
Okay.
And that they did their jobs right, and I thank them for not tasing me or letting the dog eat me.
Okay. Somebody told us that you'd... And not that this...
Somebody must have heard me wrong.
Okay.
I actually did thank them. And told them I respect them a lot for what they did.
Okay. And did you say, hey, dude, I know what I got
told them I deserve
Dude, this cop just doesn't take it, bro. Just go fucking put them motherfucker in
Because you
jail.
understand what you did
Yes.
with your grandparents. Okay. And it wasn't anybody else that did it. It was you.
Yep.
Right? There was nobody else
Nope.
in that house with
Nope.
you. Okay.
The detective has been concealing a rather large piece of information that goes to show that the killer teen had not been completely honest so far.
Essentially at the end of the day, and I was going to show you a picture of the gun. Would that be the gun? Kind of a dark picture.
Yes, it is. How'd you know?
I know lots of things. Is that the gun that you used?
It's not even an assault rifle, that's just a rifle.
You guys have this gun, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, it is an assault rifle.
You said earlier that you're pretty smart. We're pretty smart at what we do.
Obviously.
We do good work.
Oh, you traced my phone calls and my text messages and figured out Brandon had it.
Yeah. We ended up with the gun.
That's what counts.
Prior to the shooting, Brandon had offered advice to Isaiah on how to use the rifle, which ultimately ended the lives of Janet and Rick. Additionally, the pair discussed other ways to kill the victims, The morning of May 13th, Isaiah told Brandon that he could break into his grandparents' home and take whatever he wanted. When Brandon arrived, he snuck into the home, but supposedly left in a hurry and didn't notify the local authorities as he was allegedly nervous about the situation. Brandon eventually sold the rifle to another friend, but the gun was turned over to the police once the bodies were discovered. Still, the question of why has yet to be answered, but as Isaiah reveals what drove him to commit the ultimate crime, he loses all control.
I don't know what built up in me. I just had so much stress.
Like what?
My grandma was dying of cancer. My grandpa called me a piece of shit every night of my life and every day. He constantly told me to just kill myself or fall off the earth. They treated me like... I tried so hard to help my grandma with everything. But my grandpa made everything so hard because he'd always stress me out, scream at me for no reason. And I didn't know what to do anymore, so I just snapped. Shot both of them and stole the truck.
Okay.
If Isaiah's claims are true, this type of long-term verbal and emotional abuse from his grandpa would have been extremely damaging. However, it's important to keep in mind that he could be lying in order to provide a justification for his actions. After all, he doesn't say that his grandma was abusive, and he still killed her as well. We also cannot verify any of these claims.
What did she, and why
Obviously,
did you shoot Grandpa first?
I hate it.
Why?
He just made my life a living hell.
Okay. How long had you been thinking about doing that?
That one day.
That one day?
That one day.
Okay. Nothing before, because...
Well, I had thought, but I never really made a plan.
Okay, what kind of, when you say I thought, what kind of things are you thinking?
I wanted to kill my grandpa, but I never wanted to hurt my grandma.
Yeah.
It's just I could have just left her there. She did it.
Isaiah's legs are shaking, possibly from the anxiety of being questioned, or reliving the trauma of committing a violent crime. If he had previously been a danger to himself as he claims, this could also be the cause of his notable trepidation.
Okay, and did he see it
I
coming?
didn't even notice.
I mean, where was
He
he
was
looking?
so drunk and high on his Oxycontin and hydrocodone,
Okay.
he didn't even know where.
Let me do this if I can. If you stand up real quick. If I'm your grandpa sitting over on the couch like you, are we this close?
He was sitting like this,
Okay.
kind of down like that. I was right about here up the stairs.
Okay, so is he hunched over? Is he asleep?
Yeah, no, he's just out of it
Just like
on his
this.
drugs.
'Cause he's-
Yeah, he was hunched
like
over
this.
like. Oh, I was on the 4th or 5th stair down at first, so I could see his hair from there. When I took the first shot, I took one step up, a stair up, so I could see his whole head shot.
Where
And
the first
then-
shot hit him?
First shot straight through his head,
Right here?
right temple.
Okay. A right temple?
No, like right in the temple.
Or right in the temple? Okay, and what'd he do?
Smacked his face off the coffee table.
Okay. So when you're coming up the stairs, did you kind of sneak up the stairs a little bit?
I was like,
How come?
I didn't want him to hear me.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, like, as soon as
And where's
I
Grandma?
took this step right here, Grandma would be like 3 feet to the side
That
of you.
way?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and I stepped up the first stair, took the shot, stepped up the second stair, took 2 more shots.
At Grandma?
By demonstrating how the killings occurred, the detective is solidifying the fact that this shooting was not in self-defense or in any way provoked by his grandparents.
Grandma treated me terribly. Nobody would ever believe it. He's assaulted me before. He's done so many different things wrong to me.
Okay. But he didn't do anything to you that night.
And it's just, I could never report any of it. Because my grandma would always vouch for him and make me look like the bad one. Like, he'd smoke pot with me. And I'd tell it to the cops. And he'd just be like, nope, never happened.
Notice that Isaiah's hands are palm up as he talks, which is known as the rogatory position. When someone holds their hands in this way, they may be pleading with the other person to believe what they're saying. The rogatory position indicates low confidence. So if someone makes a statement that they know for a fact is true, their body language should reflect high confidence.
When I got busted for paraphernalia, when I got put on probation, that was his fight. I tried so many times to tell the cops that, but they were like, it's in your room. And I was just like, it was this, though.
The detective handles a question raised by Isaiah that is sure to come as a complete surprise.
Has their funerals been held yet?
No, I don't think they have, Isaiah. I don't know. I haven't heard.
Would there be any way I'd be able to go to them?
That I couldn't tell you. And I'll tell you, since you're shooting straight with me, I doubt it. Okay. I don't know. I don't make that call.
Well, I don't want my family to kill me anyways.
Okay.
Although we are able to hear from Isaiah throughout the interrogation, he spoke with us in an exclusive, never-before-heard interview where he expanded on the alleged abuse and gave us a deeper look into what he now believes led to that fateful day.
There wasn't any, in my head, there wasn't any make it to 18. I've gotten shot twice before I was 17. I didn't think I was going to be around that long. That wasn't a thought. I had no regard for my life whatsoever. Everything I did was so obviously a cry for help that it didn't make sense. And nothing good happened. Nobody tried to help, nothing. So in my head, I was like, all right, I'm on my own, so I'm just going to, I don't know, what do I do? And then once I'm on house arrest, you can't even get away from the problem at this point. So, how do you eliminate the problem? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that other people failing me throughout my life is the reason I did it. At the end of the day, I'm the reason I did it. I chose to do what I did. But a lot of things could have happened if I would have had options.
Isaiah explains the alleged abuse that he endured at the hands of Rick and Janet.
We had those kind of interactions where I'm like, hey, they'd call the cops, and I'd be like, he literally just hit me. And I defended myself. What am I supposed to do? Or, he had a bunch of plants in the backyard, and they knew about it. And they were like, oh, that's just ditchweed. Just leave that alone. They just pulled the plants and left them alone. And there was a few occasions where I was like, okay, he assaulted me. Literally. And my grandma would be like, no, it didn't happen that way. He hit him first. And they'd be like, well, if you press charges, you're both going to go to jail because they both say that you did it first. And it's their word against yours. No one's going to listen to a dumb kid. Who cares about the kid, right? Doesn't matter if a 15-year-old's getting his ass kicked. That's irrelevant.
His claims about his feelings toward his grandmother seem to be ever-changing. During this particular account, it seems he's placing at least some of the blame on her, which is in contrast to his statements during his interrogation.
I wanted to kill my grandpa, but I never wanted to hurt my grandma.
She was a mega enabler, and the verbal abuse and the emotional abuse was from her. She was the one that was doing a lot of the screaming, and she'd always back him up. And great example, I attempted, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna leave. And she's like, I wish you would have just ended up yourself making it work. It would have been a lot easier on us. She'd say shit like that.
Well, I don't want to just tell my story because it'll help me get out. Because obviously I know that. That's one of the first thoughts. But the first thought, the initial thought is this could help a lot of kids. If some kid that's 16 years old is getting his ass beat, hears me talk about it and how it feels to be alone, and it helps them, and they actually go and talk to somebody about it, then that's worth telling my story. That's worth reliving all the fun. The biggest thing I want to do with my life, I want to be an advocate for at-risk youth, because I feel like if somebody would have just talked to me and really understood what I was going through and been like, hey, I get that, but you're okay, you're not by yourself, I think that probably would have changed a lot, because the hardest part about it was feeling like I was alone.
Today, Isaiah has seemingly found a new path, even accomplishing some rehabilitative programming, along with achieving his career readiness certificate. His co-conspirator, Brandon Allers, took a plea agreement to testify against Isaiah and was sentenced to 18 years in prison for his part in the horrific murders. This story doesn't end here, though. When police were finally able to search the grandparents' home, they allegedly found numerous internet searches on one of the computers, locating various methods on how to kill someone. In another sickening find, according to news sources, authorities supposedly uncovered inappropriate photos of children.
What?
The pictures were allegedly found under the grandfather's account, but nothing else has ever been revealed about the horrendous discovery. During Isaiah's trial, a clinical psychologist
Fucking Richard.
testified that during the time period of the crime, Isaiah possessed the emotional maturity of a 12 to 14-year-old. But this did not stop the killer from facing the inevitable consequences. Initially, Isaiah was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But in an unexpected turn of events, the judgment was overturned. After 4 years behind bars, Isaiah was resentenced to life in prison with a chance at parole, without a minimum incarceration time. This means that there is no telling when or if he will be released.
Man, y'all, make sure to talk to people. Make sure to be aware and understand. And to talk to people, alright? If you got problems going on in your life, let somebody know. Go talk to somebody and be cool, alright? I don't want to see none of y'all getting in trouble, alright? I love all y'all. If you guys like the video, make sure to like, up, and sub. I love you guys. Guys, I love y'all.